everybody, welcome to iExamBee's Legal Beat. This is Amrita, your law faculty here at iExamBee. Embrace the iExamBee learning experience with us. And if you're preparing for any competitive examinations after your law, then you're at the right place. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Stay tuned with all the kind of videos which provide you content as well as strategic preparation for various examinations like RBI Grade B, IBPS SO Law Officer, CB Grade A, etc. अगर आपको हमारे कोर्सेज चेक करने हैं आप इनकी डेमो एक्टिवेट करके देख सकते हैं by visiting our website www.iexambee.com or email us on hello@iexambee.com. I had started an important MCQ series in which I have covered insurance laws and now I have taken up banking laws for discussion. This is the 6th video of my series and I am going to cover Banking Regulation Act 1949 in this video. No company other than a banking company shall use as part of its name or in connection with its business, nor shall any company carry on the business of banking in India unless it uses as part of its name at least one of the dash words. What should be used in its name? Bank, banking, banker. ये सारे words आपको दिए हुए हैं. Correct answer is C. Bank, banker, or banking or banking company. All of these things, at least one of these words should be there in the names. So this is mentioned in section 7 of the Banking Regulation Act. The Banking Regulation Act 1949 was passed on which of the following acts? Banking Regulation Act 1966, Companies Act 1949, Banking Regulation Act 1949, Banking Companies Act 1956. Correct answer is B. Banking Companies Act 1949. That is, Regulation Act is a legislation that regulates all banking firms and this is passed on the basis of Banking Companies Act 1949 which came into force on 16 March 1949. Now, whenever you study some special legislations, always have a basic idea about the history also. You can expect the questions on the enforcement dates, on the history, why the legislation has been passed, what authority it is going to establish, all these things. Banking Regulation Act was passed or implemented in which year? 1949, 1969, 1955, 1959. Correct answer is A, 1949. No banking company shall hold any immovable property, however so acquired, except such as is required for its own use, for any period exceeding dash, from the acquisition thereof or from the commencement of this act, whichever is later, and the said period can be extended by the RBI by such period not exceeding dash. 5 years in the first blank, 7 years in the second, or vice versa, 7 and 5, 6 and 8, 8 and 6. If you want to read the question again, pause the video, read it again also. आप इन वीडियो के साथ जो PPT है उसको डाउनलोड करके रख सकते हैं ताकि आप ये सारे क्वेश्चंस को फ्यूचर में भी रेफर कर सकते हैं. And if you have any doubts, you can reach out to us in the comment section of the video as well. Download our app also for 50% faster job preparation. You have all the content available even on our app. Correct answer over here is B. First, for any period exceeding 7 years from the acquisition thereof or from the commencement of this act, whichever is later. And the said period can be extended by RBI by such period which is not exceeding 5 years. Section 9 of the Banking Regulation Act deals with this. Under which section of Banking Regulation Act are the banks required to maintain statutory liquidity ratio? Section 24, 35, 24, 40. Now you see the question has options, have sections different, but even the acts are different. You never know that Banking Regulation Act के अलावा दूसरे acts में भी कोई provisions हो. अगर आपको ये confusion आता है तो आप यहाँ पे आंसर गलत भी कर सकते हो. So the correct answer is A only. Section 24 of the Banking Regulation Act only talks about statutory liquidity ratio. It is a minimum percentage of deposits that a commercial bank has to maintain in the form of liquid cash, gold or other securities. ये भी concept बहुत important है. इसमें से direct questions भी आ सकते हैं. Section 23 of Banking Regulation provides provisions related to dash, maintaining of statutory liquidity ratio, opening of branches by banks, cash reserve ratio, none of the above. Section based questions, if they are really important, then you can expect Correct answer is opening of branches by banks. That is covered under section 23. Banking Regulation Act shall not apply to dash a primary agricultural credit society, cooperative society providing long-term finance for agricultural development, both A and B, none of the above. So Banking Regulation Act shall not be applicable to C, that is both A and B, primary agricultural credit society and cooperative society providing long-term finance for agricultural development. इसको Banking Regulations Act applicable नहीं है. ये section 3 में covered. Which of the following is not the business of a banking company? Managing public loan and private loan, borrowing, raising, taking up of money, lending or advancing of money. Both A and B. Sale and purchase of immovable assets. Now be very careful. They have asked you which of the following is not the business of a company, banking company. Correct answer over here is D. Sale and purchase of immovable assets. Section 6 of the Banking Regulation Act talks about formal business in which banking companies may engage. So in this, definitely sale and purchase of immovable assets cannot be covered. By simple logic also we can understand that. Where the office of the chairman of the board of directors appointed on a whole-time basis or the managing director of a banking company is vacant, the dash may, if it is of opinion that the continuation of such vacancy is likely to adversely affect interests of the banking company, appoint a person who is eligible to be so appointed to be the chairman of the board of directors appointed on a whole-time basis or a managing director of the banking company. So अगर post vacant है तो कौन इस अपॉइंटमेंट में ओपिनियन देगा अगर ये वैकेंसी कंटिन्यू होनी चाहिए? सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट, रिजर्व बैंक ऑफ इंडिया, बैंकिंग कंपनी इटसेल्फ, नन ऑफ द अबव. Correct answer is B, Reserve Bank of India. RBI has an important role over here. Section 10B, BB, power of Reserve Bank to appoint chairman of a banking company. What is aggregate value of paid up capital and reserves in case of a foreign company that is incorporated outside India? 15 lakh, 20 lakh, 10 lakh, 5 lakh. What has been asked over here? The aggregate paid up capital value of the reserves in case of foreign company that is incorporated outside India. Correct answer is A, that is 15 lakh. Section 11, in case of banking company incorporated outside India, there it is covered that it should not be less than 15 lakhs. And if it has a place of business in Mumbai or Kolkata or in both, then it will be rupees 20 lakhs. This section was added in the Banking Regulation Act to include cooperative banks under its purview. Cooperative banks are under its purview. First, we have to remember this point, and along with that, the section number also which covers it. Correct answer is section 56. Read the provisions. These are very important landmark ones only on which we have based the MCQs in these videos. Section 18 of Banking Regulation Act deals with audit, assets in India, reserve fund, cash reserve. Correct answer is D, cash reserve. Cash reserve, again a very important concept. Every banking company and not a scheduled bank shall maintain in India a cash reserve with itself. And how and what, you can go ahead with the solution in detail. What is an exception to restriction on acceptance of deposit withdrawable by check under section 49A of the Banking Regulation Act? Banking companies, savings bank scheme run by the government, RBI, State Bank of India. What is an exception to the restriction on acceptance of deposits? Correct answer is B, savings bank scheme run by the government. Savings bank scheme run by the government is the correct answer. As no person other than a banking company, the Reserve Bank, State Bank of India or any other banking institution, firm or any other person that is notified by the central government in this behalf on recommendation of Reserve Bank shall accept from the public deposits of money withdrawable by check. However, this will not be applicable to any savings bank scheme that is run by the government. There shall be attached to every High Court a court liquidator to be appointed by the dash for the purpose of conducting all proceedings for winding up of banking companies, performing such other duties in reference thereto as the High Court may impose. Whenever you find the question where court involvement is there, वहाँ से भी questions आप expect कर सकते हैं अगर ऐसे sections हैं तो. RBI, banking company, central government or both RBI or both RBI and central government? Correct answer is C. Central government will do that. Section 38A of the Banking Regulation Act covers this point. The percentage of commission, brokerage, discount, remuneration in any form in respect of any shares issued by a banking company should not exceed in the aggregate dash of the paid-up value of the said shares. 1%, 2.5, 3.5, none of the above. So what is the correct answer over here? Aggregate percentage के लिए related, answer is B, 2.5%. Section 13 of Banking Regulation Act covers this point. No banking company shall pay out directly or indirectly by way of commission, brokerage, discount, remuneration in any form in respect of any shares that are issued by it, any amount exceeding in aggregate 2.5% of the paid up value of the said shares. I hope all these questions are very helpful for your preparation. In case of queries, do reach out to us. Prepare 50% faster with us at iExamB. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, download our app from the Google Play Store and check out all the features available even on our app. Thank you everyone.